The Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We are back here on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Dan France Concrete, a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor. Say that 3 times fast. Serving Middle Tennessee, that's Dan France Concrete. And let's talk some Stewarts Creek Lady Red Hawk hoops this morning. The head coach, Slone Starkey, joining us here today. And, Coach, you're in a gym or headed to a gym somewhere anyway right now, aren't you?
Just left the gym. Yes, sir. How are you this morning, Brian?
Hey, doing great. Always good to catch up with you. This time of the year, there's no rest for the weary in terms of being in a gym somewhere all the time.
That's right. Yep. Riverdale's hosting a JV little district tournament, so our JV girls just took the first win, and we'll be back to the gym in a few hours to go to the next round.
Well, that's it. JV is very important. It's the future of your basketball program, and I've been talking to some of the coaches this morning about, you have to. I think coaches are a part of a group that like to have their hand in everything, but you just physically can't do that. So you have to rely on a lot of good folks to surround you to work a program right.
That's right. Yeah, we got phenomenal assistant coaches. My wife, Coach Bear, is what we call her. She's incredible. She keeps me in line, keeps in check with the girls. And then Coach Haley is our head coach for the JV girls. Again, doing a phenomenal job. Just had a big victory over Lebanon. And then Coach C she's also just top notch. Played all 4 years at MTSU. She comes from Siegel High School's in their Hall of Fame, and she knows the game really, really well. And so, yeah, you got to have a good village to raise up these girls.
Most certainly. Well, the Lady Redhawks have been on a tear of late, winners of 7 in a row. And, I remember us having some conversation, and you had that tough stretch, with Green Hill, Blackman, and then Lebanon around mid-January or so. And since then, you have kind of really turned it up a notch. What's the secret here?
Man, we just, it's a roller coaster of a season. There's ups and there's downs, and right now we seem to be at the top of the roller coaster. And we just hope that we can stay up top, and if we do come back down, just don't go down too far. But, yeah, the girls are just playing extremely well with each other. We have an unselfish team, and they move the ball really, really well. And they did that last night against Laverne. Laverne runs a pretty tough zone that rotates pretty good. And so watching the girls to be unselfish and move the ball it's been awesome.
Well, in last night's game, Holt poured in 17 for you, and you had 3 more with double figures, right? Yeah, we shot the ball very well. Holt Derry deserves everything she gets. She's worked really hard from last year. Last year was a tough year for her. She couldn't quite catch a rhythm. Probably didn't get as much playing time as she wanted last year. And so coming in as a senior and understanding the expectations are much higher, the requirements are much higher. She stepped up in a huge way this year. She was a little cold against Smyrna last Smyrna last Friday. No, in her last game she was cold. I don't remember when that was. But to see her go crazy last night and hit 3 or 4 threes, that was awesome. So she deserves it. Yeah, that Smyrna game was the 26th or 28th, and we were there. And that game for you, I could feel your frustration even upstairs. Sometimes teams do that. Opponents do that. It's a rival game. I get all that. Smyrna played maybe the best game that I've seen them play in a long time, and it was kind of the perfect storm, and you all had to figure out a way around that. And, your starters were with you for about the whole third quarter.
Yeah, thank the Lord we got a good group that can come off the bench and give us a spark, and they did exactly that. So it's always nice for a little bit of accountability. And so if the first group's just not getting the job done, that second group knows what it is. And if they go in the game, they're gonna play very well. They're gonna play very hard. That's exactly what they did against Smyrna. So,
well, after that, the next opponent was Cookeville at home, and everybody's been chasing the Lady Cavaliers. They're kind of a marked team in terms of how they have been the last few years, and I'm sure maybe there was some uncertainty of going from that Tuesday to that Friday. You must have had some really good practices because your girls came out ready to play Cookeville last Friday.
Yeah, I think we need to show some love to FZA here. As you mentioned, the Tuesday game against Smyrna was not a good game at all. Had me extremely frustrated. The girls were extremely frustrated. Even though we were victorious, we all knew we were not playing like we needed to play. And, on Wednesday, that following day after Smyrna, I honestly had no idea what I was going to tell the girls at practice on Wednesday. And then sure enough, in the Lord's timing, Shell Deal from FCA texts me and say, "Hey, are we on for our FCA meeting today?" And I said, "Oh, there it is." So thank the Lord. And Shell Deal came in to the locker room before practice, and I thought about telling her, "Hey, you're about to go into a little bit of a hornet's nest in that locker room. Things didn't go well on Tuesday night." But I chose not to say anything to her, and she came out of the locker room and said, "Lord, it was." She said, "Coach, it was the Lord moved, and it was a full-on revival in there." And we had a phenomenal practice on Wednesday. Followed it up with another really good practice on Thursday, and sure enough, those two practices is what led to us being victorious over Cookeville on Friday.
Well, Shell will make you want to run through a wall too, so that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's best, Coach, for the team to hear from somebody other than the head coach sometimes too.
That's right. Yeah, you like I said, it takes a village, and
yeah,
it doesn't matter what you preach or how you preach it. If you're hearing the same message from the same person over and over and over again, it's only so effective. So, like I said, we got phenomenal assistant coaches, and then to have organizations like FCA come in and preach the same message, the girls have no choice but to accept it as truth and hear and listen when you're hearing it from that many quality sources.
The head coach of the Stewarts Creek Lady Redhawks joining us this morning, Slone Starkey, our guest here for the next few minutes. And just wanted to mention some other players from this past week. On Tuesday, you had a 53-31 win over Wilson Central, and Camden Ward had 14 for you to lead the way, and Izzy Hodge, Stein, I think they both had 11 or so. So you're getting constantly 3, sometimes maybe even 4 players in double figures, which is, and I guess it's good to see different kids having those double figure nights. It's not always the same person.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Last night, Cam only had 8. But again, that means 5 other players are in double figures for us. So we got weapons at Stewarts Creek. There's no doubt about it. And when they click and they play well and they share the ball, anybody can be a threat at any possession at any time. So it's a beautiful thing to see.
Well, you certainly have some work cut out for you. Maybe the toughest week this week coming up of the whole season, right? I would agree. Yep.
Lebanon Tuesday, Cookeville Friday, both games on the road. Both games right before district tournament, last two district games of the season. No doubt about it. This is a huge week for us coming up.
Well, that begs the question, did you have senior night last night?
Friday night, senior night. Yep, last night was senior night. And, we got an incredible culture. Stewarts Creek is just an awesome school to be at. The amount of hands that came in and supported and prepared just a phenomenal celebration of seniors last night. It's just special to see. As the coach, I've never been in this position where there's so much support around a team that all I had to do last night was literally coach the game. That's all I had to do. The meals were provided for, the decorations were provided for, the plaques, the awards, everything was taken care of, and all I had to do as the coach was coach the basketball game. And so we got just an awesome atmosphere at Stewarts Creek. Kerry Malone, the voice, you know, he's our PA guy, and he does whatever he needs to do to make sure the girls are appreciated and honored in the right way. Our parents, we got 6 seniors, and these parents have been together, some of them since 6th grade. These parents have known each other and have been a part of the basketball culture, and they know, how to do things the right way. So I'm blessed, man. God has been really good to me and my wife and our family, and the move to Tennessee. And last night was one of those moments where you just sit back and be thankful, honestly.
Well, I know when you took this job, there had to be some, is this where I need to be? I'm having to move, another state, all this kind of thing. And there's no way you could have known everything that there is to be in Rutherford County and at Stewarts Creek. But I guess maybe just from judging what you've said here this morning, maybe it's exceeded your expectations?
Absolutely. I would agree. Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, Lebanon.
Now we finish.
Yeah.
Now it's time to finish. Now we get into the real meat and potatoes of things, and now we really see what we're made of.
Well, I mean, this is a week where you go 2-0. You're I guess that would mean you're district champs.
Maybe. Yeah, I suppose so. If we get there, now we got to. We got to do our business in the district tournament, but yeah, 2-0 would be fantastic.
Yeah. At Lebanon, it's their senior night, then at Cookeville, and you're going to spend a lot of time in Lebanon, I think, because the district tournament's going to be there too, so you might as well get used to it.
And the region tournament.
That's true.
Will be at Lebanon.
That's right. Coach, appreciate you spending some time. Congrats on the 7-0 run you're on right now. Let's make it 9-0. That'll be fun.
Let's go.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. 9-0. Here we go.
Sounds good. That's Slone Starkey joining us here on the Coaches Show this morning. Stewarts Creek Lady Redhawks head coach on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Rick's Barbecue, serving up the best smoked barbecue, ribs, and many local favorites. Wings, too. Warrior Drive, locally operated by Anne-Marie Brentz and the Lanning family. We're at Rick's Barbecue on Warrior Drive, where, of course, they've got barbecue and smoked chicken, ribs, but they have other favorites.
Our chicken tenders are delicious. We bread them here ourselves. We have so many different kinds of sides, and our nachos are really good and popular. I love the menu. I could literally eat here every day.